So, Ian, you ready to record a podcast?
I have several questions.
What is that for?
Who's Ian?
That's true. Welcome. I just hit you. Oh boy. No, we're not going to do another bloop at the end. All right. So, welcome to the ID Department podcast. Make sure, if you liked it, to like it. If you want to comment about how Ian's dumb and he's not here, comment Ian's dumb. That's the average comment. If I ask anyone to comment anything, it's always Ian's dumb. You can also comment about Antman and Wasp. We prefer you to comment Ian's dumb. Any other things they can comment about?
How about, Tim is a pretty decent, semi-okay person.
Pretty decent, semi-okay.
Yes.
Somewhere around there. Okay, so welcome to the IT Department podcast. Obviously, the I in the IT is gone. He is in Costa Rica, as we said 2 weeks ago, or like 2.5 weeks ago. Who cares? So I brought the good friend Jetson.
It's now the JT.
It's JT. That doesn't, like, the IT makes sense because what does JT stand for then?
It could be an abbreviation for multiple things.
Many things, yeah.
Yeah. It's up to your imagination.
Comment about that as well. So, let's get into maintenance. As I tried to explain to Jetson a little bit, but I failed to. Maintenance department is when we based all of our sections off of different departments. And the maintenance department is the maintenance department where we talked about changes. Obviously, changes is... Jetson's here. Slapped his back really loudly. Did it hurt?
No, I'm okay.
And so, any changes you'd like to you think that changed in the podcast?
This is my first one. This is the baseline. I'm okay.
He's okay. Okay. All right. And yeah, that's it. You might want to talk louder.
Okay.
Not too loud. Just don't start screaming.
I'm not a loud person.
He's not. I'm usually not. Am I a loud person?
You can get quite
Yeah.
heated.
Yeah, heated. I don't like my voice though either. Neither of us really care for our voices, and so this is both of us just gonna dread. Ian's gonna listen to it, I think. Hi, Ian. How's it going? Say hi.
Hi. Sorry, I'm temporarily replacing you.
We'll probably get Brady next 2 weeks, because this is a bi-weekly thing. We could have had Brady over, but he's at work.
Next one I could come and Brady could come.
Yeah. If Ian's still in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Just so you were just trying to Ian's house. And we're at my house now. That's a change. Bada bing, bada boom. We're moving places. All right. Next department. Anything else maintenance-wise you think? Any changes? Any changes in your life? Following Elon Musk on Twitter now, are you?
No.
I did. Very
He's a smart man.
Very fun weeks with the Thai kids being in the cave. All the pedophile comments. Elon Musk is a man. Not a real man, just a man.
Do you think when he was building that submarine, he wanted to take that not a flamethrower on there?
He probably did. He's like, look what I can do. I can build a submarine for the dirt and burn things at the same time.
And can burn the dirt.
Yeah, burn the dirt. Do you see I should talk to you about the fake GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Yeah, $1 million. Put the Thai kids back in the cave so I can save them this time. Oh boy. Probably should stop talking about that. Okay, we're going to do our research and development department, which is basically, as we kind of looked up, some news that happened throughout the 2 weeks about nerd stuff. And there's not much. There was a new Christopher Robin trailer, wasn't there?
Not that I've seen, but there could have been.
That should probably. There was the one where he's like walking in the park. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That one. That's a newish one. I don't think we talked about that. What do you think about Christopher Robin?
He's played by a very handsome, well-acting man.
Well, acting man.
Yes.
Boy, with words you have great.
Star Wars reference, that was.
Yes, it was. So we had the literal manifestation of beauty playing Christopher Robin.
Yes. The embodiment of perfection.
Perfection.
Yes.
Embodiment of hello there.
He is quite a bold one.
Can't get into references yet. We got something else to talk about. So would you actually go see Christopher Robin? Because it comes out like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, something around there.
Probably.
Probably. Maybe we'll do an episode on it. But I think a new movie comes out next week, doesn't it?
What movie?
Yeah.
Oh, Aquaman comes out.
Antman trailer comes out tomorrow,
Yes.
which will probably be the day that this is uploaded. So watch that. I might leave a comment about talking about how dumb it is because DC is the best company. It's not, but you know. Speaking of DC, shall we roll right into the other big trailer that happened this week that I didn't watch?
Sure.
So there's two big trailers this week. We'll talk about one right now. We got the Teen Titans. I didn't watch it. I didn't feel like watching it. I didn't want to watch it. I never really watched the original Teen Titans show, did you?
I did, yeah. That was majority of my childhood.
Would you say it's a big... Yeah, it was the majority of your childhood?
Yeah.
And I think it wasn't because I, for a while, didn't have cable. And when I did, I would wake up at 4 in the morning to watch Adult Swim, not knowing it was Adult Swim. So I have certain memories of the VCR saying 4 o'clock. Me in my pajamas going down to the basement, turning on the TV to what I thought was Cartoon Network, to being Adult Swim, being an anime. I would turn the volume down to 4 so no one could hear it. And then I sit in the very back. The TV was like 10 feet away from me, so I could barely hear it. And so I'm just sitting there watching this anime, who I have no idea what it is. Volume's down at 4, so I can't hear it. So I'm just sitting over there like, huh, alright.
See, when I was little, I would go downstairs and I would turn on TV. And because I thought lowering the decibels would mean it's quieter. So I put in a Star Wars DVD. I had it down to 1 or 2 decibels. And the intro played. That's a very loud intro at 1 or 2 decibels. I also remember going downstairs and watching TV with me and my brother. Either Arthur or Paula Deen cooking.
So you were racist from a very young age.
That's impossible.
It's impossible. Oh, Paula Deen. You know she was on Dancing with the Stars?
As what, the stage?
She was a chef in the background over there. Well, I heard she was very slippery on the stage because she was covered in butter the whole time.
That was her sweat?
That was her sweat.
Or instead of an applause sign, it was a sign with another word on it.
Oh boy, let's not get into. Let's not get into. All right, so do you remember watching Teen Titans, the original one, as a small child?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I watched either the anime at 4 a.m., which I didn't mean to, or Lilo and Stitch, the series. And I watched a little bit of the Teen Titans show when I was older, but I didn't really care for it. Because it's like, But the new live-action one's out. It's obviously, we have a lot of Teen Titans going on. We have the original one that airs reruns on like Boomerang and Cartoon Network now. You have Teen Titans Go. You have Teen Titans Goes to the Movies, which is coming out soon. Hey, dog. See, unlike Ian's dog, my dog is not blind. And I just bumped into our table.
As he's not blind.
Yeah. You see, Ian's dog's blind, and he tried to attack the table that her thing was on at one point. Yeah, it was during the Jurassic World episode. I had a stool that I had to move, and I brought it near him, and he just went like... So, oh, sorry, puppy, I am blind. I kicked him in the face, and he's fine. Alright, as you're not blind, we'll leave you alone. He'll just stare at jets. So, the new so Teen Titans Go to the Movies comes out soon.
Yeah.
And now we have the live-action TV show, which will be only on DC's streaming network, which costs $8 a month to watch.
To fund their next movie.
$8 a month to fund their next movie, Aquaman. But I didn't even watch the trailer, because I heard the one line that everyone just started quoting.
F Batman.
Yeah, we're not going to say it aloud. It's F Batman.
I already said it.
Oh, yeah. Just going to end the podcast, 9 minutes. All right, we usually do an hour long. We'll do maybe like a 45-minute episode.
Okay.
If we get to 45 minutes with you and me, that would be an achievement without bursting into like crying. All right. So you watched it.
Yeah, I watched it.
What did you think of it?
Well, at first I watched it thinking it was going to be a Robin movie. It wasn't. I was a little disappointed. I believe it's rated mature.
Probably.
Yeah, for TV. It didn't honestly look all that good. Had Robin, who was probably the best looking character. Beast Boy was generic looking.
Was he just a green, like a kid with like a green crayon all over his face?
No, just green hair, green mutton chops.
Yeah, I currently have lamb chops. Jets is disappointed in me.
Mutton is better.
Should just. I need to be more Wolverine. There we go.
More Canadian.
Jack is Canadian, by the way. If you any Canadian viewers, if you stuck out to this point somehow, I think we've had 3 in the past almost year. And that like the long we had one watch our entire first episode front to back. That's not how you watch episodes or listen to them front to back. We wanted to watch the full time, and afterwards nothing else. He was done. He hated us. He wanted to listen the whole time just to complain to his friends.
Yeah, you could see it.
Was that you?
No.
Was it your brother?
No.
Was it his fiance or wife?
A wife now, but no. I don't think so.
You sure?
Almost positive.
I'm positive. Alright, back to the trailer. Gosh. So was it the original one from like the original TV show? Like the Robin, Cyborg, Raven, Starfire, Beast Boy, I almost forgot his name.
I don't think, what's his name? Cyborg was in it. Or I don't remember seeing him.
Well, he's in Justice League, so maybe not.
Probably. Because he's with the cool kids now.
He's with the cool kids now, yeah.
Aquaman.
Aquaman. Aquaman was the best part of that movie, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe
Flash was the weakest link.
He didn't even want to save people. He was just so dumb. He was there like, I'm so afraid to do anything. Might as well not be useful at all.
Go run fast.
Basically, let me go chase after this truck at one point, then do nothing else the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Let me not punch a single person in the face at all.
I'll just run past him.
Yeah. And the Batman had the machine guns. Batman's not supposed to have guns, though.
Rubber bullets.
They saw that worked. You saw the Batman vs Superman where he threw a guy out a window?
Mm-hmm.
Batman wouldn't do that. He'd like throw him out the window, then throw a grappling hook at him to save him.
Or just hold him out the window. I don't think Ben Affleck got that contract right.
Well, Zack Snyder doesn't know what Batman is.
Yeah, but Ben Affleck didn't say, hey, this isn't what Batman would do.
Yeah, he didn't really care.
No.
He's just getting money, so he's not Christian Bale, who probably did the same thing. Or Michael Keaton, or George Clooney.
Or Adam West.
No, Adam West was very concerned about the character.
He was the character.
You heard his voice. Can't associate his voice with anything but Batman.
And maybe the mayor from Family Guy.
Maybe Catman from Fairly Odd Parents.
The good Fairly Odd Parents.
The good Fairly Odd Parents, yes. He actually played himself in a couple more episodes when they renewed the show for another season somehow.
Did they?
Yeah. Well, anyway, back to the trailer. He says there's only like 2 lines in the whole trailer. Is it just like dark shots of random buildings or people?
No, it's kind of closer up on like all the characters.
Don't pay attention to that.
Robin, the main character, is the focal point. Seen Beast Boy running from rooftop to rooftop.
He's the focal point.
Yeah. Seen Raven, she talked to Robin. And then Starfire, just showing off purple or the pink flames out of her hands, wearing a faux fur jacket.
Full fur?
Faux.
Faux?
Yes. FEAUX?
I don't know.
It's fake.
It's fake.
Yeah.
How do you know it's fake? Do you study fur jackets?
It was dark.
Well, no, pretty much the entire DC universe is dark anyway.
Yeah.
You can't like look at. And one thing that was said is there's like someone said that there's no place in the entirety of any of the DC movies that looks like this actual real place. All the places look completely fake. And watching Batman vs Superman especially, I can say nothing looked real.
No.
It was like the prequels where everything was like green. Nothing to hit on the prequels. I liked Revenge of the Sith a lot, but like everywhere the whole background was green except they were just in a grassy field the whole time. There was just nothing real.
Except the pair that was real.
That was real.
Yeah.
Yeah, but DC movies they're just in just a green room the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing green suits.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you remember seeing that Ben Affleck? He was talking about the kryptonite suit and how it was just foam. He wasn't actually in a suit most of the movie.
I'm just wearing foam. That's me. I just want to wear foam all day. Foam, foam, foam.
Bubble wrap child.
Bubble boy.
Yeah.
He's our little bubble boy. It's the moops.
But are you the bubble buddy?
Bubble buddy. Just pop that bubble buddy. Alright. Anything else you want to say about the trailer? Because I just heard the one line, the F Batman from Robin, and I was like, this isn't going to be good, is it?
No.
DC tries a little too hard to be as dark and broody as possible.
It kind of showed Dick Grayson, because that's who it was, I believe. Yeah, it was the Flying Graysons was shown in there.
Oh, so the circus people who died.
Yeah, it showed the rope being cut and his parents falling
Oh no.
while he was on the trapeze. But he still wears the Robin suit. He hasn't
Robin.
quite turned into...
He's not edgelord. He's not as edgelord as he could be.
No, he didn't quite turn into the Red Hood like he does.
Or Nightwing.
No, Nightwing.
3 different Robins. One of them turns into Nightwing.
Oh no, Jason Todd is Red Hood.
Jason Todd. How does he know this and I don't? There's Tim.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. There's Allen. Does Tim Allen turn into...
I don't think that's his real name.
It's probably not. We're researching. Research and development. This is what this is for. Allen.
It'd be amazing if he did, though.
I completely forgot who Tim Allen was for a second. When I remembered, it's just the best.
Home improvisation guy.
Just what?
Batman?
Oh, he's back. Hey, Doug. You're ruining our Tim Allen moment. I just remember who he was. It's Tim Wilding.
No.
Bryan Cranston.
Jim Carrey?
Yes, The Mask. The Truman Show. That's just the whole DC universe needs. A character just named The Truman Show.
No, we just need a reality show of Jim Carrey. Just walking around.
You don't see me. Good afternoon, good evening, tonight, good night. Tonight. Hey, Doug.
Oh, yeah, it is Dick Grayson who turns into Nightwing.
The Red Hood is the Tim Allen.
No, that's Jason Todd.
I know nothing at all, do I?
Let's look at this.
Right. I forgot who Tim Allen was, and I shamed everyone. And I feel bad about it. But I also, once I remember who Tim Allen was, it's just... Because I know there's a Robin named Tim, isn't there? Or like Timothy? That's my name still. That's me, IRL. I'm Tim Allen. Actually, I'm not. My voice doesn't sound as good as his.
Well, you remember Batman Forever and, like, Chris O'Donnell and that? And Batman and Robin?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that.
How about Batman? Was it Batman and Robin with the bat nipples?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Tim Drake.
Tim Drake. Okay, I hate the Drake.
What about Drake and Josh?
Jansen?
Yeah.
Where's the door hole?
What?
Drake and Josh. So we got our three Batmans or Robins, whatever. We got Tim Allen, Drake from Drake and Josh, and what's one for Jason Todd?
Jason Todd was the Red Hood.
Well, I'm just saying we got like Jake from Jake and Josh being Batman or Robin, whatever. I don't know. We got Tim Allen. We got one other guy. We got Timothy Drake. I think does Timothy Drake just say Robin forever? Does that be boring?
Nah, probably.
There's a theory that he becomes like all the Batmans become Joker or Robins become Joker. What am I saying?
Robin's into Batman?
Yeah. Well, like they say some Jokers become. Like some Jokers were originally Robins who just went insane. Mm-hmm. That's a theory. I think it was Timothy Drake that was like one of those like specific ones.
No, I think Jason Todd was tortured by the Joker, and then was kind of forced into the Red Hood persona.
Probably.
Yeah, I believe so.
Should
More
we-
research.
Should we move on to something else?
Yeah, we could.
Because we're like not even talking about Teen Titans. Only one of us watched the trailer, and then the other we're just like spamming out crap now. Ian's probably listening to this and thinking, this podcast is over, it's done, we're finished. Yeah.
DOA.
DOA.
Dead on arrival.
Still worth the pun. Well, how would you say it?
Stillborn off release.
Yeah. Jetson was talking about a game reviewer, and he called one game a stillborn upon release. It was a Battle Royale game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it had a max of like 21 players.
At most.
Yeah.
The game was like the least amount of like players at all. So it was like a Half-Life deathmatch game with 3 players on max. And so there's like a big old convention being like, let's all play Half-Life deathmatch. I don't think it actually worked though.
No.
Have you ever? You don't own Portal 2, do you?
No, I don't.
You should.
But I don't.
You should get the orange box. The other one's on sale. It's like $2.
Okay.
Just with Portal, Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Episode 2, and then Team Fortress 2, which is free anyway.
Cool.
And then it's like $2, and then you get all the other Half-Life like deathmatch games and stuff.
Mm.
All right, let's talk about something else.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about?
Well, there's the other big reveal. See, there's Comic-Con going on. I'm going to the Salt Lake Comic-Con. They won't have a convention up unless we get like 3 million subscribers in the next like 2 weeks. Then me and Ian will go meet you at Salt Lake Comic-Con. But we're not. That's not going to happen. So at San Diego Comic-Con, there was a big reveal yesterday. It's pretty big. It's #1 trending on YouTube for a while.
Mark Hamill was in disguise there.
Yes, he was.
That's a big reveal.
Yeah. It was just Mark Hamill was there.
Yeah.
He was just there, and everyone was excited.
But he was in disguise, so nobody's seen him.
Yeah, he was like wearing a mask over his face.
A Luke mask.
A bearded Luke mask, to be specific. They called it the best Luke. He won the award for the best cosplay at Comic-Con, and then he took out the mask and just Mark Hamill. Yeah, that was a big reveal on YouTube and everything.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was a trailer for the Mark Hamill wearing the Luke mask.
An entire 3 hours of Mark Hamill wearing a mask.
Yeah, you just stare at the mask and watch his unblinking eyes. As he just walks around and looks at people, and I'm like...
Or him wearing the mask as Skips from regular show.
Does he voice that guy?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't even watch that show, but I know the voice.
It's Mark Hamill's.
Now I'm like concerned. It's the same voice as almost the same voice as the Joker, though.
Yeah.
It's concerning. He's also Darth Bane, which actually gets us back on topic where we're going. So back on topic, it was a Star Wars thing. We were joking about Mark Hamill. We probably shouldn't. Mark Hamill deserves his rest looking at the 2 suns and his thing just go into the wind.
His cloak?
Yeah.
Not his...
I called it the thing going into the wind.
But it didn't. It just kind of...
That's my wind sound. It's a very aggressive wind.
What are you, underwater wind?
It's a very wet wind. It's like a wet fart, except it's like just a really humid wind.
That's also hereditary. It runs in your genes.
Alright, actual thing was a trailer for a TV show, Long Dead, about 5 years?
No, 3. Because it ended in 2015.
No, it ended in 2013.
No,
Disney bought Lucasfilm 2012 and made the show in 2013.
Let's...
Bet.
Okay, you keep talking.
Okay, so the big reveal was a trailer for a Long Dead show, which was 2013, right, Jetson? We're still deliberating on this. It was 2013, guys, I'm right.
First episode dated October 3rd, 2008.
Yeah, and then ended 5 years later. The other ones were, I think they might have been put on Netflix in 2015, but they weren't, wasn't canceled until, it wasn't canceled.
Well, when did Rebels start?
Rebels started like 2015, didn't it? But like when Disney bought Lucasfilm, they had to just pull everything off. So they had to finish the season with Clone Wars and ended it.
How about we split the difference? 2014.
It was 2013.
March 7th, 2014.
That's dumb.
So it didn't end that long ago.
Well, I read an article saying it was 2013. I think that may have been when the episodes were put on, because season 6...
No, it said final episode date.
Well, season 6 was added to Netflix and Netflix alone.
Yeah.
But it was canceled before then. They could have aired the things and then but it could have been canceled before.
Yeah.
So it was canceled in 2013, but finally aired its final episode in 2014, I believe.
So the result of that is the answer is 2014.
Final episode days. I read an article talking about how it was canceled in 2013. It could have aired its final episode in 2014, but what was it? But when they first said pull it off the air, it was in 2013.
I think that's incorrect.
I think you're incorrect. I'll show.
I showed you Wikipedia.
Wikipedia can be edited, Jetson.
By trustworthy people.
I can edit Wikipedia.
Trustworthy people.
All right, it was the Clone Wars. Clone Wars is back.
Yeah.
I'm looking at things.
Yeah, so you've probably seen the trailer. You get to see all the clone helmets, starting with Captain Rex's. And then you get to see all Phase 1, majority of Phase 2. Then you get to see Anakin as the angsty Episode 3 hair.
Angst.
And Obi-Wan. And then they meet up with Rex, and they see in the hologram Ahsoka. What news article is that?
What site is this? I can find a different one. It's not showing up the name. Read it in Spanish. Why would I want to read it? It's CNET. So trustworthy news.
So is Wikipedia, because CNET could have edited Wikipedia.
CNET did it. All right, the Clone Wars is back for a surprise season, which will only be on Disney streaming service unless you're a pirate. So me and Jetson will not be getting Disney streaming service unless you want to watch.
Therefore, we will not be watching it.
Totally. Wink. Let's see. Wasn't like when the tagline was #Clone Wars saved,
Yeah.
which I'm like, you could have just let the fans make that. That would have come out anyway.
Probably not that exact one, but probably a better one.
Like Clone Wars is back or something. Which I don't really care if they put that in, but still.
The Clone Wars Strikes Back.
Clone Wars Strikes Back. You got Ahsoka, obviously, who I haven't watched the whole series. Have you watched the whole series?
Yeah, I honestly just finished it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the day the trailer came out.
Nice. So, yeah, the whole series is like that. It's just a whole series. And if you watch the whole series, you know Ahsoka was banned for the Jedi. Was about to accept the Jedi Order, but she was like proved innocent, and they're like, you can come back now. And then she wasn't too happy with the whole no trials and like instantly guilty system, so she just left.
No, it's because they didn't trust her.
Yeah, they didn't trust her.
So
Like they didn't even hold a trial for her. That's how not trusted she was.
no, they didn't want it to be corrupt by the Jedi, so they let the Senate take it, and the Senate was there.
Obviously, I haven't seen it. I know she just lost faith in the Jedi Order pretty much,
Yeah.
and so she left. And we also kind of know a lot of things because with canceled projects, Prayer talked to because he probably didn't know Clone Wars was going to be coming back until Disney probably approached him saying, "The fans want this, bring it back." And so, let's see. He talked about canceled projects before, and he said one of the arts they were working on before the show was canceled was a one where it would show explain Yoda's relationships with the Wookiees, how he met them and everything, and how he's a trusted friend. Friends with the Wookiees, I am. And all that jazz. And then there's one about Mandalorian Wars, where Ahsoka leads the 501st for one last time against Death Watch on Mandalorian.
But yeah, the Death Watch was in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, Death Watch was led by Darth Maul, who eventually went on to read Crimson Dawn.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Solo if you haven't watched it, like half the people that like to watch Star Wars movies. Oops.
New Star Wars movies.
The new Star Wars movies.
'Cause the old ones are timeless.
Revenge of the Sith is an old one now.
It was 2005.
They were close. we're as close to 2030 as we are 2006. 2005 is farther than 2030.
Would make me feel old.
So yes, it is an old-time classic.
Timeless.
Timeless. It's 13 years old. The unlucky number. But actually, it's a good number because I just got a bunch of stuff from Funko. Got a nice movie moment where Jackson's jealous about, aren't you?
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
No.
It's the best movie moment you've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're jealous.
Usually the only ones I see are old Obi-Wan and Darth Vader.
Yeah, that one's kind of. Because it's just kind of people standing there.
Yeah.
And this one has like them both like about to swing on a raft with lava, which my grandpa told me not to open because he's like, that'll make you rich someday. I didn't plan on opening it anyway. It was too good.
Yeah. But you know what you could do is you could open it and then put like battle damage Darth Vader in there.
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. All right. So Clone Wars, we get to see. So we did also get to see one of the taglines in A War Not Finished, Left Unfinished, which kind of was. If they're planning on leaving us right at the end of episode 3, they can, which I could see good because even they could kind of do a redo of how they did the 2D Clone Wars TV show and how like it ended with the attack on Coruscant.
Yeah.
They could do something like that. Explain the new canonical version because the 2D one, even though it's great, is not canon anymore. And honestly, in the Star Wars universe, it's Legends now.
And in opinion, it's not as good as the Clone Wars.
You don't like it as good as the 3D one?
No, I like it better than, or I like the 3D one better. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay. Jeez Louise, who's texting me?
Hey, your mom.
Most definitely not my mom.
So what else is recent?
We can leave it there. Aquaman trailer tomorrow, so if this is uploaded tomorrow, probably. So, Aquaman trailer Saturday, so. If it is probably uploaded on Saturday, so we'll see you then. I'll probably comment being like, that trailer's dumb, no one watched the movie.
Or you can just tweet DC just pictures of stock images for their next poster.
Hey DC, look at this poster I made for you. Look at this stock image of a shark.
They should have used the old guy smiling as Aquaman.
Ah, boy. Alright, so we're going to move into our main mandatory meeting, which is our main topic, for those who don't know, and Jetson. And the mandatory meeting is Antman and the Wasp, which we watched almost 2 weeks ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's wow.
Yeah. It's fine. It's a newer movie. There's not much else to talk about. We don't have to talk about it long. Jetson, do you want to stay here much longer? Are you scared of this house?
No, I'm okay.
Alright, so we're going to do our non-spoiler section first, because obviously not everyone's watched it. My brothers haven't watched it, that's why they're not coming downstairs. Sydney didn't really care, but I'd rather not be here, because siblings can be annoying. So, what is your opinions on the movie?
Considering we were the only ones in the theater for the first, half hour?
Yeah. Pretty good?
Yeah.
Jackson hasn't seen the first one, but he kind of gets the gist of the first one, just kind of from me telling him.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find this a very funny movie?
It wasn't comedy gold. It had its moments.
What would you consider comedy gold? What is your peak comedic? That is me slapping my phone case on my leg, for anyone wondering.
Probably Jim Carrey, The Mask.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Mask.
Freeze, and he just turns into ice. That's funny.
Freeze, and he just turns into ice. I went to a play recently. That was like a really, like some of the dumb comedy. Did I tell you about this?
No.
Like there's one point where there's like an old western one, and the sheriff's talking about how like men can change and they can get better, and the bandit he's looking for is like disguised in them. He's like, yeah, like Bruce Jenner.
Oh yeah, you told me.
Yeah, I did. And then they have like a girl disguised as a man, and she starts laughing like a girl, and the bandit looks over and like, Bruce, that's her fake name, you're supposed to be laughing like a guy. And it proceeds into 3 minutes of her fake laughing, to screaming, to just going into a fetal position, crying on the stage.
Stage diving.
And none of the actors on the stage take it seriously. They all have to look away, so they just no one can see them laughing. It's the best thing. All right. Go see Juanito Bandito if you can. It's in Bear Lake only, so if you know where Bear Lake is, go watch that. All right, my general feelings was good. Not as good as the first one. There's certainly flaws to it. The story was kind of everywhere, would you say?
Yeah.
There's characters that were not really needed.
Yeah.
That one guy who was in the suit the whole time, and is always looking for the lab.
Yeah.
And he's in the first 15 minutes and only shows up in the last 15 minutes. He also has the truth serum.
It's not truth serum.
It just makes you highly suggestive. Whoa, this is truth serum.
Paul Rudd was Paul Rudd in the movie.
But Paul Rudd's the best character in the whole MCU, I must say.
Yeah.
Did you like Ant-Man and Civil War? Because I know you watched Civil War. Jetson doesn't watch many Marvel movies.
No.
You didn't like him in Civil War?
Yeah, no, I was saying no, I don't watch many Marvel movies.
I thought you were saying no to Paul Rudd. I'm like, how can anyone say no to Paul Rudd?
I couldn't. I just couldn't go up to his face and say no.
No. Thank you, my cousin Jeff, who's playing Steam right now, and this is the third time I've seen your notification pop up.
Do you think he's watching?
He's probably not. I mean, no, he's not.
He's not an FBI agent.
You
You
know,
can't
Mark-
cover your camera.
I just covered my camera, but Mark Zuckerberg covers his camera with tape.
So he can't spy on himself.
He also plugs his microphone on his computer. Where's my microphone on my computer? All right. No, that's not it. Is it around here? Is it up here? Oh wait, maybe it's right there. I think it's right there because look at those lines.
Yeah.
For those of you who can't see anything, because I'm not going to show pictures of this. It just decided to have a seizure on our audio tracer. So, yeah, I think I found the microphone. All right, Antman the Wasp. What else is there?
Yeah, I'd say there was about 3 storylines in it. Wasn't there?
There's you have the main storyline.
Yeah.
You have the Paul Rudd get back to home
Mhm.
storyline.
Yeah.
You have the Paul Rudd, and you have the what is it? Paul Rudd go help at his job storyline.
Mm-hmm. And you got along with a different, because they weren't together for that.
Was it the guy with the suit?
Yeah.
So the southern guy, he had a different storyline.
Yeah.
The whole time. Yeah, and they met up with Luis and everything.
Mm.
Yeah, there's 4 storylines.
If you just focus to one storyline, it's like a half-hour movie.
Well, you can't because they'll intermediate this big climax where there's a giant in the lake.
Yeah, that's 20 minutes.
Well, so you got the villain storyline.
Mm-hmm.
You got Paul Rudd back to home.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd worked his job. The main storyline.
Yeah.
The southern guy's storyline. The FBI storyline. And they occasionally cross over.
Yeah.
But not. I tell the main storyline, the storyline of Hank Pym and his daughter.
Oh yeah, and then you got the ghost.
You got the Ghost. That's the villain.
Yeah.
So there's 7 storylines that all hinge upon one point in the movie where they meet up.
No, but Ghost was trying to get the lab back so she could fix herself, right?
Yeah, that's a spoiler though. We're not spoilers yet. We can talk about exactly what the storyline are in a second. Do you want to go to spoilers right now?
Go ahead.
All right, we're going to spoilers. This is DEFCON 5. Jetson warned them about spoilers.
Spoilers. Spoilers. Red alert. Spoilers.
So the Ghost was there because her dad got fired by Hank Pym and all that jazz. It's kind of a weak villain, don't you think?
Yeah?
Honestly, she didn't even feel like a villain. You did feel bad for her, honestly. Because she wasn't trying to do anything evil. She was trying to fix herself.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Hank Pym was just being the jerk by saying, hey, but not saying, hey, I can fix you later, but I have to deal with this other thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she was also being a jerk, being like, I'll just kidnap his daughter. I'll just kill his wife.
Yeah, because all they needed was for...
Janet, the old Wasp,
Yeah.
to come back and just touch her face.
No, it wasn't the hands.
No, I thought she just touched her face. And then she phased back into reality, and she's like, and then she realized, I'm a bad person.
My blood doesn't hurt anymore.
My blood. I have thick blood. It doesn't phase too well. It just spills everywhere. And then so you got the Southern guy whose main objective is they buy parts from him, and he figures out that he doesn't know the Hank Pym until their last transaction.
The Hank Pym?
The Hank Pym. Yeah, it's one of those convenient things where like, oh, I didn't realize this until the movie actually started. And he's like, oh yeah, hey you, I want all your stuff now. And he turns him into the FBI a couple of times. Uses truth serum on Luis, which is actually just makes you highly suggestible. But then it becomes truth serum as per the guy who gets hit with truth serum and says, "This is truth serum," which is honestly one of the better parts of the movie.
Yeah.
I really like the movie, but there's like enough. There's like it's so like weirdly put together.
Yeah.
It could have been better. They were trying to go for a couple things because Antman doesn't have very many good villains. The Ghost is actually an Iron Man villain.
Really?
Yeah, and the Ghost's father is an Ant-Man villain called Egghead. That's why he's bald in the thing. But he's just a weird villain. They didn't use him because the Yellow Jacket in the first movie is the villain, but in the actual comics, Yellow Jacket is another persona of Ant-Man. Ant-Man doesn't have good villains. So the first movie was a heist movie, which I really enjoyed. It kind of went away from the normal Marvel format, which should be good. This one claimed to be a rom-com, which it wasn't.
No?
It definitely wasn't. It was just, hey, I haven't seen you for 2 years. I hate you because of the thing you did in Civil War, but now we're back together because of circumstances, and now I like you again.
Yeah.
The Antman and Wasp were a pretty good team-up, honestly. And when they teamed up for like the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Well, yeah, and they teamed up in, like, when they were first going after Ghost.
Yeah, they like teamed up a couple times, and when that happened, it was like cool because you have like a good dynamic there.
Yeah.
But you have one person who has like lasers and flings, the other guy who's just using brute strength and ants,
Yeah.
and she can't use ants. So you obviously have different like strengths and weaknesses there. One of the other funny parts is when they went to the school. He like couldn't. His suit broke, so he couldn't get. He was like the size of a child, and so he like wore kids' clothing. It was great. How was your day at school? Looking for your son. Go egg him.
Yeah.
What else is there? Well, we'll talk about the storylines now, because there's a lot of different storylines. That's one of the main flaws of the movie. There's so many storylines that just exist.
It's like watching 3 or 4 different The Twilight Zone episodes. And then just...
It's a bit less confusing sometimes.
Yeah, and then just conjoining it all at the end.
Into a 5th Twilight Zone episode. They
Yeah.
skip the 4th one.
Yeah.
The 4th one happens like occasionally. The 4th one is the commercials between your other episodes.
Yeah.
That's how this movie worked.
Like Arby's, Walmart...
Yeah, basically, like, I would say the main storyline would be... What did you just point to? You just pop your hands.
Nah, just sit down.
Alright. Alright, let's talk about something. So the main storyline was one where Hope and Hank are trying to get Janet back after Scott has a dream about her, about him being her, and playing hide and seek. Which is quite strange, but I guess it's like a message, because in the first one he went to the quantum realm, and he was stuck there for a while, but he got back by using a bid disc. He used a bid disc.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had a vision while he was asleep. I don't know, like it was like exactly when she was in the point where she could contact the real world. And then she does come back in the form of Scott and like controls his body. And I was really hoping he wouldn't kiss anyone, and he didn't. Because it would be even funnier if he did. He's just like holding hands with Hank Pym the whole time.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can feel he's a good actor.
Yeah, he
So
is.
he could act the whole thing out and like show like the love that she had for the daughter and Hank, or Hope. Hope is the daughter and Hank.
Yeah.
And like the love, and then just snap right back to Paul Rudd. So you have the main storyline, and then you have Paul Rudd needs to be home because he was on house arrest from Civil War, because he didn't want to go to jail, and so is Hawkeye. That's where he was during Infinity War.
Mm.
He was in house arrest. He had probably a longer house arrest because he was more of an Avenger, and Ant-Man was just there.
Yeah.
And so he was on less house arrest, and then one of the let's see,
Well, you've already talked about Infinity War, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about it anymore.
No, but how Bucky Barnes
Yeah.
was okay and free to be about.
Well, he was in Wakanda.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Wakanda, he was protected in a way where they couldn't get him. He's actually now the White Wolf.
Oh.
You see him in the end credit scene of Black Panther. He's like, he wakes up and has no arm, and he like completely unbrainwashed now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Anyway, so you have the main storyline, and then there's one where Scott needs to go home because Scott needs to stay at home, stay on house arrest. Then you have Scott needs to work at his job because he's now has a job with Luis, where he's a security guy, and needs to save his job. And that's another storyline with like, Luis. Luis has a different storyline that just reigns with everyone else's.
Yeah.
His storyline is to be in line as a story scribble, where he just is everywhere.
Yeah. He's just there to be there.
Which is good. Luis is a good character. I like Luis.
Yeah. It's like Wong.
Just strange.
Yeah.
So one was slightly useful for like half the movie. You listen to Beyonce. One name like Beyonce or who else did he say?
I don't.
Beyonce.
I
He
don't.
said Beyonce twice, and then he listens to Beyonce while he steals books.
Yeah.
I love singling. And Juan is invited to Tony Stark's wedding, which is probably one of the better lines in Infinity War. Just leaving. Juan, you're invited to my wedding.
Don't embarrass me in front of these wizards.
Come on, man, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards.
That was probably one of my favorite lines in that movie.
And then you have Squidward, of course.
Yeah.
All right, listen here, Squidward. All right, so you have the I can't even focus on the thing we're trying to talk about. So you have the main storyline where they eventually get the Wasp back. They get the Wasp back. And then you have the secondary storyline where he tries to stay at home and he gets off house arrest at the end of the movie. Then you have the FBI storyline where they're just trying to catch him. You have Luis's story scribble, where he goes everywhere. You have the Southern guy who's just trying to steal the lab so he can sell their quantum stuff because he doesn't know what they're actually doing. He thinks they're making weapons or whatever. He's just your standard rich Southern guy who wants to make oil and other things. And probably dates his sister or something.
He's like Doug Dimmadome.
And then you have the villain storyline, which Ghost was watch the lines.
Yeah, she was more of a sympathetic.
She was more of a sympathetic villain,
Yeah.
even when she was like saying, "I'm gonna kidnap his daughter," or kill his wife. Her father was hired by Hank because Hank's a horrible person, and he actually really is. Like, he's just not the best thing to work with at all. And then her father trying to redo his work because he was discredited, was murdered, and then she faced the things. And then the one other guy, the black guy, whose name is what is it?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence,
He's the actor.
Lawrence Fishburne. We'll just call him that.
Yeah.
He is Goliath. He used to be Goliath. His character is Goliath
Okay.
in the comics, and so we'll just call him Lawrence Fishburne, Goliath, and he is trying to help her. And obviously, Hank could have just said, "I got to deal with something, but then I can help you," because obviously Hank has the technology to do it. He knows how to do it, and he promises he'll help her to Lawrence Fishburne later in the movie, where he's like, "Hey, I'm sorry about this. I just need you out of the way, but I'll help her."
Yeah. And they need to stretch out the movie.
Yeah. And then he gets his wife back. And then you have the FBI storyline, as I said, where they try to catch Scott, Hank, and Hope, where they eventually catch Hank and Hope, but then they don't. Because of Antman. And then Antman becomes giant and looks at a boat where the Southern guy's on.
Yeah.
And that's the last time you see the Southern guy, because no one wants him.
Well, didn't he drown him or something like that?
No, he took the thing from him and he fell at the boat.
Oh, yeah.
And then the guy, he had chunky air. Remember Antman?
Oh, yeah.
Chunky air. The air feels chunky. He just fell over into the water of San Francisco. Then he left his suit somewhere, giant, and then what's that?
It was alongside the building.
It was alongside the building. They have
trick the FBI.
You have Agent Wu or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Got you, Scott. I got you." And Scott's amazing at acting now. He's not acting. That's wrong. Close-up magic. He's been bored at house arrest, so and he also didn't pick out his desk. They picked out his desk for him.
Yeah.
And it was very sad. You went there and picked out desk.
It's like an IKEA desk.
Yeah, just worse.
Yeah. Missing all the screws.
Sits in just falls. And then, I think that's all the storylines really though. And they all meet at the very end where they all try to go for the lab at once, and there's the car chase where they go small and big and small and big. And
then the Pez dispenser.
The Pez dispenser. Pez dispenser. From Seinfeld.
Oh, and then Hank in the movie, he wouldn't let Scott have any of his Altoids.
They're just ants. If you open it, the giant ants would come out.
He wanted an Altoid.
Yeah. Let me have a no. And then they did the whole trickaroo thing. You're like, the heart disease, Altoid bin, and then all of a sudden, ants.
Large ants.
Large ants. Large ants. Mm-hmm. All right. Shall we talk about the end credit scenes then?
Yeah, you could.
It's 15 minutes. This is not as long as this is longer than we wanted it to be, wasn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, or whatever. The end credit scenes, you have two. You have the first one, which explains what happened during Infinity War. They're all back together, Janet, Hank, and Hope, and they're all sending Scott to the quantum realm to help fix Ghost. They can help heal her some more, I guess.
Yeah.
And so they go to one thing. She says, "Don't go to that time vortex. You'll get lost forever." That's not her voice at all. I'm sorry.
That was a sad impression.
That was the Southern guy's voice.
Yeah, and
then
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
You don't talk enough. Talk enough.
And then, well, Scott was in there. He asked if he could get out of the quantum realm, and
They said no.
they didn't say anything because they all turned to the dust.
Well, they did a countdown, and then he died.
Well, they didn't even get to 1, did they?
They got to 8, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
what we should have heard some screaming or something, or some cries of distress as they turned into dust.
I don't feel so good.
I don't feel so good here, Scotty.
Yeah, and,
I'm sorry.
and now they need to be vacuumed up.
So obviously that explains what happened to. I thought Wasp would survive at least.
Yeah, well, it was a 50-50 shot, right?
Yeah, but see, there's 4 characters there. 3 of them dying is a 75 out of the 25 shot.
Yeah, but remember Thanos lived, so then that equals out. Right? Because when he snapped his fingers, didn't he have a 50% chance of dying?
Probably. And then all this worked for waste, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And then just population control.
And then they just bring it back. They just grab the gauntlet and be like, "Back to here, boys."
Reverse snap.
You reverse snap. Just reverse snap. They can't really do that. You take the snap back. Instead of running like that, you just go.
Yeah.
There you go. We found the microphone, so now I can make as many awkward noises up to it as I can. And that's about it, I think.
Yeah.
And though there's the end credit scene where, as you can see, it's Infinity War's already happened, where the snaps already happened.
Yeah.
The emergency broadcasting's on, and the ant's still live, drumming on the drum.
On the rock band drums.
I did remember looking at some behind the scenes stuff, and they did say the lab that they have there was actually a full model. And they did say because they've been shrunken down, if you look in the background, you'll see giant Legos and giant paper clips keeping things together, which I thought was actually a cool touch. So
I wish I had looked for that.
yeah, I didn't know that, so I didn't check. All right, do we want to close out this meeting with HR? HR is when we get fan comments or requests. And because you are the guest host this week, why don't you give us a fan comment or request?
Well, couldn't we talk about Guardians of the Galaxy news?
It's not. If you'd like to know that James Gunn is fired, we don't want to really talk about his weird tweets.
No, they're looking for a new director.
They're looking for. He's already written the script. He just had some tweets from a while ago that resembled Elon Musk's tweets from just a second ago.
Flamethrowers.
It's not at all. It's pedophilic tweets.
Flamethrower.
Pedophilic flamethrower. Let's not do that. Never mind. Take back what I said. Ian, edit this out. I know you can't, but still. All right. We good?
That's why I said flamethrowers.
All right. We're shaking our hands. We're ending the podcast. Any last words, Jetson, before you are murdered by the snap? I'm going to snap.
Why aren't you dissolving?